Council President,
We're on. Township Parsippany-Troy Hills Regular Township Council meeting of March the 15th, 2011. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Stop that. In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Law, by filing a notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the municipal building on December the 15th, 2010, where it has remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in both the Daily Record and the Star Ledger and was forwarded by fax to other local newspapers and local radio stations on December the 16th, 2010. Note, council meetings are videotaped and aired on Cablevision Public Access, Channel 21 at 10 a.m. on Sundays.
I have the time for the record, Council President,
Roll call, please.
and the time for the record.
Oh, the time, I'm sorry, 7:31.
Thank you. Mr. Cicero.
Here.
Mr. DiPiero.
Here.
Mr. Ferrera.
Here.
Mr. Stanton.
Here.
Council President Fox.
Here. Please rise for the flag salute. Ryan.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Also present is our mayor, James Barbario, Jasmine Lim, our business administrator, Mr. Inglesino, our township attorney, and Judy Silver, our township clerk. Upcoming meetings are 3:18 at 4 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. Special meeting, budget review, public invited, public participation. 3/19/11, 9 a.m. Saturday, special meeting, 2011 budget review, public invited, public participation. 4/5/11 at 7:30, agenda meeting, public invited, public participation. 4/12/11, 7:30 p.m., regular meeting, public invited, public participation. Bids to be taken on March the 22nd, 2011, 11 a.m., the electric generation supply service. Request for quotations and proposals and qualifications, none. Ordinances, I'd like to assign these. Councilman DePiero, would you do number 1?
Okay.
Councilman Cesaro, would you do number 2?
Yes, sir.
And Councilman Stanton, would you do number 3?
Yes, sir.
The consent agenda, all items, well,
I'll
do it.
you'll do that, right?
I'll do that. Thank you, Council President.
Okay.
Okay.
Add on.
Would you like me
We
to,
have a potential add-on to the agenda tonight. Do we accept, can I say what this is about?
It's an item for closed session.
close session?
It's an item for closed session, so we will not be addressing that tonight.
After, we'll address it after.
I'm sorry, we'll address it after the closed session.
Yes,
Right.
you may be taking a vote in open session following the closed
Right.
session on
Right.
a resolution.
After the closed session, we'll reopen the meeting and have a vote on that. Michael?
Okay, Ordinance 2011:01. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 290, Parks, Recreation Areas, and Public Lands, Article 2, Use Regulations, Permit Requirements of the Code for the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills be read in title only on second reading and a hearing held thereon.
Second. Oh, am I too early?
Withdraw that second.
Withdraw.
All right, motion dies for lack of a second, and the reason for that is we need some attorney review on this. We hope to have it back on at our next meeting, where hopefully it will be passed.
No. May I
Yes.
proceed, Council President?
Please.
Okay. March 15, 2011, ordinance number 2011:02, be it resolved, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance in the Township of Parsippany, of the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills in the County of Marsh, New Jersey, authorizing the Council President to appoint a liaison to the Emergency Services Committee, be read in title only on second reading and hearing held thereon.
Second.
Roll call, please.
A second was by,
Mr. DePiero.
thank you. Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DiPiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes. Brian?
Ordinance number 2011.
Wait, what happened to the, wait a minute. You have
Oh,
to,
I'm sorry.
To the second portion of
Is there any discussion on this ordinance, only? Seeing no one rise, I close that portion of the meeting.
May I continue, Council President?
Yes, please.
Whereas the above ordinance is read in title on second reading and hearing held thereon, now therefore be resolved that said ordinance be passed on final reading and that a notice of final passage of said ordinance be published in the newspaper according to law.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
I guess it'll be official when the mayor signs it.
And it takes a certain amount of days afterwards, and I'll put it on the agenda for the effective date, and then you can have the appointments.
Consent agenda, John?
No, it's 2011:03.
Oh, number 3, Brian. Sorry, Brian.
Okay. Ordinance number 2011:03. Be it resolved, ordinance entitled Ordinance of Township Council, Township Parsippany-Troy Hills, County of Morris, New Jersey, authorizing the county president to appoint a liaison to the Board of Education. Be read in title only on second reading, here and held thereon.
Second.
Roll call, please.
The motion was by Brian and seconded by... Thank you. Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
You want to open it to the public
Public meeting.
on this?
At this point in time, we're going to open the meeting to the public. You have 5 minutes.
On this ordinance only,
On
Council
this
President.
ordinance. Yeah, on this ordinance, and this ordinance only.
Right.
Seeing no one rise, I close that portion of the meeting.
Continue.
Whereas the above ordinance was read in title on second reading, here and held thereon. Now therefore be it resolved, said ordinance be passed on the final reading. Notice of final passage of said ordinance be published in the newspaper according to law.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
Now the public hearing, general.
All right, at this point in time, we'll open it up for a public hearing. 5 minutes for any citizen that would wish to address the council on any issue.
Mike, should we let the soccer people know what happened tonight? For the soccer organization, we just want to let you know that we followed through with what we said last week. The motion wasn't seconded. It's going to be tabled. I don't know if the mayor or the council has anything else to say about it. So just to let you know, that part is done, which you came here for. So.
Basically, I spoke to Mr. Lowe. I'm sorry. Basically, I spoke to Mr. Lowe today, told him that we would get together and discuss some of the concerns and addendum to what the current ordinance we have now. There was concerns for the soccer club, and we're going to have open dialogue, him and I, and superintendent of recreation as well. All right, Dave? Good, you're welcome.
Wait.
You live in Penn Jungle Drive? I know, I'm kidding.
But you knew something. Roy Messmer, 10 Drumlin Drive. I know Brian's going to cut into my time, but there's a police officer here tonight.
Oh, my God.
Eyes are more. I'll get that second.
Stab Cesar. You heard that. Stab Cesar.
For the, couldn't take any more of that talk of the budget hearing yesterday. And this is because I won't see you until baseball season. Well, for a council meeting, you know.
I'll see when the Yankees win the World Series.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I'll sign in a second. I really don't have anything to say tonight because you're not going over that one ordinance. But I'm not trying to get up here and be funny tonight. But a lot of stuff that we talked about, council, mayor, about the surpluses and all, because you did say you'd talk to me. I'm available. You know me, anytime. What portion of the budget are we going to be talking about the Jeff? Because this is the last year of the contract. Is that Friday? Is that Saturday?
We don't, I mean, insurance is on Saturday, I think.
I'm not sure I have the schedule, but I can let you know
It's usually
tomorrow.
under administration, right?
Yeah,
Council
Yeah.
administration.
Probably on
which is on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay, what's
You can check
Friday
with
then?
me. If you call me
Just call-
tomorrow, I can give you the list. I
Okay.
don't have it with me.
All right. Just wanted to come up here. I thought there'd be more tonight with the ordinance, but obviously that's on hold. So if I understand you guys correctly, you're not going in to talk about the recreation ordinance. You're going in to talk something, and then you're going to come out and vote on something else?
I don't, that-
Oh,
that's up to
oh, that's up to them? Okay.
Want your sword back? Yeah. I know either much.
Anyone else wish to address the council? Seeing no one rise, I close the public portion.
May I, Council President? Thank you. Consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Township Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests. in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
If I can read the closed session resolution at this time?
Would you please?
Yes, thank you. Whereas the Open Publics Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Council is the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the Township Council wishes to discuss litigation and contract negotiations, and whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires confidentiality, the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, the public be excluded from this meeting. I just need a motion and a second, and I'll call the roll.
Motion to go into closed session.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Stanton.
Roll call?
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
We'll be going into closed session, so I need to ask everybody to leave the room. But we will be going back into open session as soon as the closed session is over, if you want to remain in the
Have a
hallway.
good night, guys.
And that should only be about 10 minutes or so,
Yeah.
so.
And when we come back, it's only for that one little item we're talking about.
You want to just go into your office, Jamie, and leave them here? Jamie? Can we just go in your office?
Okay, John, we're on video and tape.
Make a motion to go back into open session.
You don't need a motion, just announce
Oh, I'm
please,
sorry.
that you were there and the
All right,
time.
we're back in open session.
And the time?
8 o'clock. Mr. DePiero, would you read the resolution, please?
We're gonna
Make a motion to,
All right, you gonna make a motion?
The add-on.
Thank you.
make a motion to add on a resolution accepting buyout offer of municipal excess liability joint insurance fund.
Second?
Are you seconding it, or are you asking for a second?
You're asking for a second, or this is just a motion to put it on?
Okay, okay,
So, I'm sorry, who seconded?
I did.
And let me call the roll to add it on. Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Fox. I'm sorry, Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes,
Now read the resolution, thanks.
go ahead, man.
Resolution of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, Morris County, New Jersey, accepting the buyout offer of municipal excess liability joint insurance fund. Whereas the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills is named the defendant in Forge Pond Developers LLC versus Parsippany-Troy Hills et al., docket number MRS-L 1992-10, in which the plaintiffs seek damages, and whereas the Township participates in the municipal excess liability joint insurance fund, whereas rather than engaging in protracted litigation, the mail has offered a buyout in exchange for a general release in each of the two above referenced matters, and whereas as part of the buyout offer, the mail has offered $15,000 for a general release executed, and whereas the general release would specifically release the mail from any and all claims arising out of Forge Pond Developers LLC versus Parsippany-Troy Hills et al., docket number MRS-L 1992-10. And whereas both the township and the Mel have reviewed the terms of the municipal excess liability joint insurance fund policy and have determined the policy coverage limits of liability and any relevant exclusions. And whereas the township has consulted with the township attorney with respect to said buyout offer and general release, and the township attorney has recommended accepting said buyout offer, now therefore be it resolved as follows. That one, the township council hereby authorizes a general release to the Mel for any and all claims arising out of Forge Pond Developers LLC versus Parsippany-Troy Hills et al., docket number MRS-L 1992-10, and two, the Mel shall make full payment of $15,000 for a general release executed relating to Forge Pond Developers. And three, the Township Council hereby authorizes the mayor, business administrator, and/or township clerk to execute and deliver the general releases.
Second?
Second by, I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
Until we're done. Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes.
Council President Fox.
Yes.
Ultimate motion?
Got it.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
And I'll call the roll. Mr. Cicero?
Yes.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrera?
Yes.
Mr. Stanton?
Yes.
Council President Fox? And the
Yes.
time for the record, Council President?
8:03.
Thank you.
I will meet you guys over.